Using our SAW CSS Recio VSS tactical worksheet, let's do our next scenario. We arrived to find a 2-story home with black smoke visible from the rear of the structure. The response for this alarm is 4 engine companies, 2 truck companies, 1 fire medic unit, and a battalion chief. As we arrive, we pull past 3 sides of the home to see as much as possible, setting up on the corner. Let's perform the following quick mental size up. Facts: 2-story house with black smoke visible from the rear of the structure. Probabilities are that it's occupied and we could have a heavy working fire upstairs. Our own situation is that we're the first arriving engine with a balance of a residential response en route. Our decision is an offensive strategy, and our plan of operation is to get a quick lap of the structure while our firefighter deploys a line to the front door. That being said, let's perform the following arrival report on the radio. Engine 1 is on scene, 123 Main Street. 2-story large home, lightweight construction with heavy black smoke to the rear of the structure. Engine 1 is initiating fire attack and passing command. Engine 1 has its own water supply. As we perform our lap, we notice that we have a hydrant in the front yard to the left of the house. While our firefighter stretches the line, we notice black smoke from the upstairs window. That's likely to be a bedroom. Also take mental note of the black smoke-stained window on the first floor on the seaside. That should really matter to us and tell us that we probably have a fire that's actually on the first floor. In addition, notice that this is lightweight construction. We have stucco siding, tile roofing, and likely wood truss systems inside the house. This will collapse quickly, especially with the extra weight of the tile roof. As we continue around, noticing that we have good access around the house and no other conditions of fire besides the upstairs window and downstairs window in the rear. Coming towards the A side, we initiate our fire attack. As the second engine arrives, he would assume command until the battalion chief arrives. We're going to initiate fire attack with our 1¾ line inside the front door. What's important to do here is take note of any smoke conditions on the first floor. While this looks like a fire on the second floor, hopefully we notice that smoke-stained window on the seaside first floor. We should definitely walk around and size up the first floor before we go upstairs. You never want to have fire below you that you don't know about. Remember, we have open stairwells, vaulted ceilings, and construction characteristics that can easily conceal smoke above us. Make sure you clear that first floor of occupants and fire. Once the battalion chief arrives, Engine 2 would be bumped down to Division A. This house is most likely over 3,000 square feet. Because of that, we're going to set up a Division A on the front and a Division C in the rear. One interior division supervisor might not be enough for this fire. We need more accountability and more ongoing size up. Once the battalion chief arrives, he would set up command on the AB corner across the street. This would be Main Street Command with a command post on the Alpha side. This is an offensive strategy for now. Engine 1 is inside with an 1¾ line. Engine 2 has pulled a 2-out line as assumed Division A. Now that we have smoke banking down from the front door, we definitely need to reconsider our conditions and perform another size up. Notice the smoke-stained window on the Bravo side. This fire is not upstairs, it's deep-seated on the first floor. Engine 2 should definitely deploy their 2-out line at this point and protect any stairwells or interior areas that Engine 1 is susceptible to. We need to protect Engine 1's escape route. Upon the arrival of Truck 1, they would assume roof division. Even though it's a tile roof, they may be able to perform vertical ventilation. While delayed, it may be necessary. Again, consider the fact that truss systems may be in this roof. Most likely they are, and gusset plates can fail quickly. On top of that, you've got a tile roof. That additional load means an early collapse. Be very careful about putting crews on the roof. A key point here is to get a search completed as soon as possible. So Division A's objectives would be a primary search and fire attack from the A side. As Truck 2 arrives, they would be assigned to the A division with the objective of performing that search. Engine 2, as Division A, has the following companies: his crew, Engine 1, and Truck 2. Upon the arrival of Engine 3, they would be assigned to the rear of the structure. Division C would have the objective of going to the rear, checking for exposures, and coordinating horizontal ventilation. it is critical that any horizontal ventilation on the first floor be coordinated with interior crews via Division A. Fire conditions are likely to worsen, so crews may need to retreat while horizontal ventilation takes place. Then, after conditions change, crews may re-enter. Upon the arrival of Engine 4, they would establish RIC with the objectives of softening the structure, performing additional laps, and securing utilities. RIC should definitely consider additional ladders for the roof division. And finally, Medic 1 arrives and sets up Medical Group. Now conditions are definitely getting worse. Vertical ventilation would definitely be delayed here because of the tile roof and the fact that it's a large two-story home. We have turbulent pre-flashover smoke and smoke-stained windows. This fire is hot and wants to flash over fast. Again, consider the fact that it's lightweight construction. This means double-pane windows, stucco and tile, and a brick-hot oven-like environment. In addition, don't forget about those low-mass synthetics that want to flash over fast. Notice the turbulent black smoke conditions we have. In addition, we have smoke-stained windows. This is where staying ahead of the power curve is critical. If you have an all clear on this house by now, which you should have, pull your crews out until you can get additional hose lines in place to advance. Vertical ventilation is likely to be delayed because of the tile roof and large home. Again, consider horizontal ventilation on the seaside ground level when your crews are outside of the building. Since vertical vent is delayed, this will release heat and smoke, yet likely cause fire conditions to intensify. It must be coordinated and not done while crews are inside. Retreat them if necessary. Once flashover occurs, you now know where the enemy is, and you can perhaps return and put the fire out. In addition, notice that you have tenable space above the garage. You've got two windows that appear to have no smoke or fire conditions. This means bedrooms with closed doors. Perhaps if those rooms have not been searched, a vent enter search opportunity exists. Notice the heavy fire conditions on the first floor. We have a flashover condition and definitely fire extending upstairs. This fire was never on the second floor, but on the first floor, now extending into the second. Again, it's critical to clear all first floors before you go above in a house fire like this. Once we get knocked down, we would consider salvage and overhaul. Because we had two division supervisors on the ground, we should have had a high degree of accountability, situational awareness, and size up going on. Again, lightweight buildings mean flashover sooner, in addition to collapse. We should have had a minimum of 3 hose lines on this fire, 2 inside and 1 outside. Always protect the stairwell in multi-level homes and occupancies. Just because the fire is out does not mean that it's not still a dangerous environment. Again, we have a heavy tile roof and lightweight construction. If the fire impinged upon the truss system, you could still have collapse even though knockdown has been completed. Don't put your troops in harm's way during salvage and overhaul. Remember, we risk nothing for items that are already lost. Support considerations for this fire would be an investigator, a safety officer, Red Cross for any displaced occupants, securing utilities with a utility company, a board-up crew, possible rehab for your troops, and an air unit to replenish bottles. With a large home of lightweight construction, consider a second alarm early. Again, the command system for this fire consisted of Division A, Division C, Roof Division, Medical Group, and RIC. The incident commander had a 5-to-1 span of control. If he called a second alarm, he would likely funnel companies into those groups and divisions while maintaining the same span of control.